Hello, and this is Shane Spells again with RTAD Financial. I'm again going to attempt to educate you a little bit about financial advisory by telling you a story. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was an old lady. Her name was Mrs. P. And Mrs. P loved to make pies. She loved to eat pies. And she had so many variations of pies. The only thing is that she wished that one day she would get her pies to the world. So, because she lived in a cottage, it gave her a little bit of limitation and she didn't have the resources to expand her pie making. But lo and behold, one day, a businessman was going by Mrs. P's house and he could not help but notice the aroma coming from her house. So he pulled up to her house, she opened the door, and he said, "Ma'am, what are you cooking?" And she said, "I'm cooking one of my specialty pies, and I'd love for you to have a taste." Sure enough, as soon as he tasted her pie, he said, "We have to get these pies to the world." So over time, he built Mrs. P a special pie-making machine. Oh, how she loved that machine. She could take her base ingredients, flour, milk, and eggs, and put any ingredients in different variations and put it inside of the machine, and after about an hour or so later, it would have baked one of her specialty pies. So if she wanted her special apple spice pie, she would put her base, eggs, milk, and flour, and then she would take it and put her spices in there and put her apples in there, put it inside of the machine, and about an hour or so later, the machine would have baked her specialty apple pie. She would do it for blueberry and all the various pies she had. So lo and behold, Mrs. P did accomplish her goal of finally getting her pies across the world. What I've just explained to you is a technical financial term in our industry called simulation. Simulation is a computer-generated sensitivity or scenario analysis based on probability models, and I'll explain that, for factors that drive certain outcomes. It is important in our financial industry to understand your probability of success. So in the story, the pie making machine would be considered the simulator. And the pies, the actual pies, would be symbolic of your life. The ingredients that goes inside of the pies are the different variations of things that you can put inside the pie, bake it, and have it spit out a certain outcome of how you would look 10, 20, 30 years from now, all the way through your life expectancy. So, for example, if you wanted in your retirement or later in your life to take 10 vacations in a year, make that part of the ingredients. If you wanted to spend more, make that part of the ingredients. If you wanted to buy a certain object or one car a year, make that part of the ingredients, put it in the oven, and we can see how that pie would be baked and how it would look. Why is that important? It's important because it helps us understand, as well as you, where you would be over time, what your limitations are, what the flexibility is, and you may have a beautiful pie in the future. But the good news is that if your pie doesn't look too good in the future, we can change all of the ingredients right now to make it look good. Actually put a little more sugar in it. And that is important for you in your financial advisory. So I would suggest, if you haven't already, see if you can get a simulation done and see how your pie looks well into the future, maybe 10, 20, all the way through your life expectancy. So you can change the ingredients right now to make a future pie that looks very wonderful for you. Hopefully this was helpful. This is Shane Spells, and remember, Shane spells well. Thank you.